Hey guys, so the episode Risk has accidentally been aired by a channel called Spectrum, which is a Disney online service. It was for sure a big surprise for all of us, and considering that it wasn't just for a common episode, but it was for the first part of season's 4 finale, an episode like that being leaked, it's a big deal. Anyways, get snacks, and let's dive into the analysis. So in the beginning we see some of our superheroes, who have just defeated a villain being all together. I have to say that I will never get bored of watching them, how everyone contributes with their own way, it's really beautiful. But the scene after made me sad. Here we have Cat Noir saying, despite being the first and most amazing team member of all, it's now just a holder like any other. Sounds familiar? Ladybug in Kuroniko, meaning 2 episodes before said, he's a partner like any other. This made Adrien give up his Miraculous, and even though he came back, he is still not over it. Obviously Cat Noir is not like all the others, he's been there since the beginning, and it's really unfair. I hope and it's only logical, that in the future seasons there'll be a change in this situation. Next we have this scene which we saw from previous teasers, and it's really a beautiful moment, like look at that smile, he is so in love. Then we see for the first time how Rena Furtive helps Ladybug in the battlefield. This clip in particular was really cool to see. I love the way she is helping her, now that she knows everything. In the next scene we see Mr. Gabriel. He is very upset about the fact that he still hasn't managed to get the 2 Miraculouses in order to make his big wish and bring his wife back. And he ends up cracking the glass that Emily is in. Seriously, Gabri? Control your anger, dear. His running is hilarious, by the way. So after that scene, Gabriel goes to Natalie. He seems desperate because Ladybug doesn't make mistakes. Natalie responds, neither do you. Are you sure, Natalie? As the conversation continues, Natalie talks about that it's only her fault that she is sick, since she took the risk to use the broken Miraculous, even though she knew the consequences, and boom, this gives him the idea of the whole risk thing. He talks about how he has to make Ladybug take risks, and I seriously started laughing while watching this. Gabri's expressions really get me. We then get a very cool Shadow Moth moment. We actually see for the first time after all this years, how he actually selects his victims, and it's over the top cool. And we all know that he ends up akumatizing a kid, but with the most incredible ability so far, making people to take risks. I really like this concept, the fact that it's a kid who is making them do this, and the creepy music in the back, gave me the chills. By the way, Gabriel told the kid, to hide his froggy, or Ladybug will come and break it. Seriously, Gabri? It's the second time I say that, please do better. In the next scene Adrien's pajamas are back, and I'm loving it. His father disappoints him once again, and Plag comes to the rescue with the sweetest thing. Well, I for one, would love to have breakfast with you. Plag is the best thing that happened to Adrien, try and change my mind. And for the first time we see Risk in action. Adrien becomes angry. He is determined to talk to his father, but fails. I guess Gabriel's powers are stronger than that froggy thing. And Lila was seen during this scene, for the very first time during this season. The next scenes show Lila and Adrien in white clothes. Gabriel is making another fragrance, and Adrien says to Lila the most epic thing ever, I may have to work with you, but I don't have to listen to your lies. The frog tattoo is now one of my favorites, and here Adrien learns the news. He'll be leaving Paris with Lila this afternoon. Our poor boy tries to change his mind, but Lila steps in, and Gabriel as always doesn't care. This is just disgusting. It's not just sad anymore. Please someone call Child Protective Services. Marinette finds out about Adrien's and Lila's trip, and she has an understandable for her reaction. The good old Marinette trash can days are back, and this shot while she is hearing Lila talking, is epic. Everyone is super excited about Adrien. I get that, they don't know what we know, because Adrien is too good at keeping all these a secret. Only Marinette understands him, but she isn't strong enough to step in and do something about it. But Risk happens to be outside, and you guessed it, Marinette finds the strength to go and talk to Adrien. So she tries to do so, but the volleyball gets in the way. By the way, before that we saw a hilarious scene, and we learned that Lila has ballophobia, meaning she is scared of a ball. Seriously, Lila? Try number 2, Alia to the rescue, and how adorable is that? My Adrienette heart was melting during this scene. It's one of the rare occasions when these two have a genuine deep conversation, and I'm loving it. Risk comes in and for the first time ever, Adrien talks about how suppressed he feels to someone else except Plag. I understand you, well you're the only one, I need tissues. How cute. Try number 3. Here Chloe, Lila, and Gorilla made that try fail though once again. I can't imagine how Adrian is feeling right now. The next scene was also heartbreaking. Marinette is asking for hers and Adrian's friends to help Adrian stand up to his father and stop this trip from happening, but they don't think the same. Their arguments are that everyone wants to be a model. Marinette only cares about the trip because Adrian is leaving with Lila. If she loves him, she has to let him go and live his dream. And the saddest of all comes from Nino. You want to stop Adrian from traveling around the world? Adrian, who's never allowed outside his house. Adrian, who's never seen anything his whole life? So heartbreaking, cause it's true if you don't know the whole truth, but at the same time it's sad that no one gives Marinette a chance, especially Alia with everything she knows. I can't not mention this scene, it was pretty hilarious. And then boom, Felix is back. Season 4 gave Felix probably the biggest character development of all, even from Ladybug. There, I said it. His conversation with Adrian really triggered the Adrian is a sentimonster theory, for which I made a whole separate video about it. And for the next bit, I want you to imagine that there's a spy music in the background. Things are getting wild. So Natalie tries to close up her bag, but can't, even though she clearly could. Anyways, Felix gets his chance to steal the tablet and show his acting abilities in the meantime. And get ready, cause the next scene is shocking. So Felix gets this thing out, a very spy-looking gadget, and he is able to detect the secret door behind Emily's painting, and he finds the two Miraculouses, the butterfly, and the peacock ones. So now there is no doubt that his uncle is Shadow Moth. He has literally been in this house 3 times, and he figured it out. Felix has started becoming a favorite. Now the question is he going to tell Adrian? Then this clever kid discovers another thing. The painting has secret buttons. He presses them, and ephemeral flashbacks are coming in my mind. He finds out Gabriel's biggest secret. Emily is not really dead, she is in a coffin under the Agreste mansion, and Felix is shocked. I can't imagine all the thoughts that go through his mind right now. Will he expose Gabriel? Will he tell Adrian? I think the first person he'll share all these is his mother. Later on, we see Gabriel leaving his ring to Natalie, as he is now the biggest attack of all time to prepare, and he says, I'm trusting you with my wife's ring and son. That's a big deal. Natalie is basically the reason Gabriel made it through until here. Felix then meets Gabriel and Natalie, and guess what? Gabriel doesn't wear his ring anymore, so he can't control Felix, who is pretending to be Adrian. So Natalie steps in and saves the day, by giving the order herself. The next scene shows Marinette making her plan to stop Adrian from leaving. Tiki tries to prevent her from making any mistakes, but she is determined to let Ladybug handle the situation. I mean, I'm not surprised. I didn't expect anything less. Then we see Adrian, dressed like Felix. He is the cutest, and Kagami calls. Her call was a literal slap to the face. Adrian finally woke up and decided to take action himself, and stop Felix from doing his part for him. Plag even said this iconic line, "Wow, that girl has more character than any cheese I have ever tasted." Give Plag a Best Line award now. Adrian's hairstyle and Felix's clothes is elite. So soon after, Adrian realizes that Felix might have other plans. He didn't stop as he asked him to, and this makes him really angry. The next scene shows Marinette's plan in action. She finds Felix disguised as Adrian, and says a very cringy thing, "Adrian, you can't leave. I need you." Like, girl. Please, I understand you are desperate, but couldn't we get a more meaningful scene? Anyways, this didn't stop Adrian from getting on the train and leaving with Lila. By the way, Lila's mother looks very different. Even her eye colors changed. So maybe she's not her mother, but her aunt or something. So Natalie sends the message that Adrian is on board, and to my surprise doesn't say anything about the fact that Paris's superhero, and Gabriel's main opponent, came to visit his son, and prevent him from leaving. I feel like it's a missed opportunity to make them question Ladybug's identity. So after Gabriel receives the call, he is now ready to bring his greatest creation to life, a scary, huge metallic villain, called Strike Back. Did you realize that if Gabriel is wearing his Miraculouses, this means that what Felix found is fake? In the end of the episode Gabriel Agreste, we had Gabriel saying that a surprise will be waiting for you, dear nephew, talking of course about the fake Miraculouses. Later on we see Marinette being super upset about the fact that she didn't manage to stop Adrian, even suggesting to turn into Pegabug, to teleport and bring Adrian back. Tiki tries to stop her, but she is determined to risk everything to not lose Adrian, and she says Tiki spots on. It cuts right there. We know she'll transform into Ladybug, but will she then turn into Pegabug? And the last very shocking scene is next. Adrian is now alone at his house, everyone is gone, he is in his father's atelier, and he discovers Felix's gadget. He then quickly turns, as he heard the new villain roaming. Will he transform into Cat Noir right there? Will he investigate further? We'll find out in the next part, and final episode of the season. And guess what? A Strike Back release date was just confirmed, and it's March 12th. I'll keep you updated with any new spoilers, trailers, and possibly an earlier release date. In conclusion, the episode was truly miraculous, loved it, we've had big plot progression, and a nice cliffhanger ending. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the what I think will happen in the final episode theory. Like this video if you found it cool, and as always thanks for watching, I'll see you in the next one, bye.